Ha, got you. See, I was the first one to comment on this video. You ain't got nothing. You've been pranked, son. I'll just stick to educational videos. So everyone enjoys a good prank. It's a huge genre on YouTube, and we even get a whole day dedicated to it on April Fool's Day. And whether you're in them or not, they often get a ton of laughs, as long as they go right. Unfortunately, that isn't always the case, and occasionally pranks can go very, very wrong, causing some terrible outcomes that just went way too far. People have gambled their careers, their reputations, their relationships, and even their lives, all for a laugh. These are going to sound unbelievable, but unfortunately, they're all true. So here they are, 10 pranks that went terribly wrong. Number 1 is the wedding photo prank. Jing Kao, a 26-year-old would-be bride from China, made herself look 50 years older with hair and makeup when she arrived for her pre-wedding photo shoot. Unfortunately, the groom, Zhou Qin, didn't find this prank funny at all. The couple immediately started bickering and then screaming at each other in the middle of the street. It became so bad that a crowd actually gathered and filmed the couple's quarrel, which ended with him bailing not only on the photo shoot, but on the marriage altogether. Jing was left crying in the middle of the street in her wedding gown and old lady makeup. This is awful, not so much because he was upset about the wedding photos, but because he potentially left her because he got a glimpse into the future as to what she's gonna look like. Oh damn, that's what I'm signing up for? Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I'm out. Number 2 is the alligator prank. In 2011, the Michigan State Spartans were preparing for the American College Football Bowl held in Tampa Bay, Florida. Head coach Mark D'Antonio decided to prank his players by telling them that they need to practice for the game by wrestling an 8-year-old alligator that was 2 meters in length. And he actually did it. He brought an alligator to practice alongside a handler, of course, that was dressed as the team mascot. Funny, except that the humor turned to horror quite quickly when the alligator attacked, biting a chunk out of the handler's leg. Pranked you guys. Practice is over. Number 3 is the cheating prank. In 2008, a woman identified only as Andrea called into a local radio station in Portland, Oregon on Valentine's Day to win tickets to Kanye West's concert. To win them, Andrea agreed to prank her husband Pete live on the radio by calling him and saying that their 9-year-old son wasn't in fact his. Oh wait, it gets better. To win the tickets, he had to say, "It's okay, I still love you." Well, she did it, except that in a shocking turn of events, he blurted out, "I've been screwing your sister for the last year." From there, things got ugly, they broke up, and what's worse, she didn't even win the Kanye West tickets. Andrea, I'm real happy for you and I'm gonna let you finish, but I just wanna let you know that this prank is the worst prank of all time. Number 4 is the Lamborghini poop prank. Eric Meldick and Senek Styblo are popular Czech YouTubers who came to America in 2014. After getting cut off on the road by a Lamborghini driver, they actually followed him and decided to prank him by placing a fake poop that they purchased from a joke shop on his luxury car. The unidentified Lamborghini driver suddenly emerged to find one of the pranksters pulling up his pants next to the poop. And in response, the elderly man whipped out his taser and shot Senek in the back. They soon after decided to take their pranks back with them to Europe. Hey, it isn't a prank unless there's some risk of getting tased. Bro, this prank is going to be so good, bro. Just wait, Ay, mama. Number 5 is the bomb prank. In 2011, 18-year-old Tyel Morton, a senior at Rushville High in Indiana, decided on his last day that he would pull a prank and go out with a bang. Literally. He was caught by surveillance cameras entering a female change room through a window with a package and leaving empty-handed. School officials responded by evacuating the premises and calling the Indiana State Bomb Squad, costing the school $8,000. As it turns out, it wasn't a bomb, but instead an inflatable sex doll. Tyel was arrested and could have spent up to 8 years in jail, except that luckily he only received a few weeks of community service. Bruh, what are you doing? We live in the age of like everyone is afraid of everything, especially bombs. And why a sex doll? So many questions. Number 6 is the sprinkler prank. In 2012, Carson Dean, a 14-year-old student at Wellington Secondary School in Nanaimo, BC, tried to prank his friend by locking his locker padlock to a sprinkler during lunch break, except it didn't work out. In the process of attempting to fasten the lock, he set off the entire sprinkler system, which ended up causing some serious water damage to the entire building. 3 years and a Supreme Court ruling later, the kid was left with a $48,000 bill to offset the cost of the damages from the prank that went wrong. Folks, if you've ever learned anything from what you've seen through pranks going wrong, don't mess with toilets, don't mess with sprinkler systems, just stay away from water in general. It's just bad news. Number 7 is the weed muffin prank. Joseph Tellini and Ian Walker were in their senior year of high school in Dallas, Texas in 2006. They thought up a lovely way that they could thank the faculty for their years of hard work by baking them some muffins, and then decided to make it a prank by adding marijuana to the recipe. Unfortunately, the teachers at this school clearly are not the types to indulge in the green stuff, because within only hours, 19 members of the staff had taken ill and were rushed to the nearest emergency room. One teacher even said, "It affected me for 10 days. I had never had marijuana before." The boys pleaded guilty to several charges and were sentenced to pay restitution and do volunteer work. These muffins are great, man. This one's talking to me. Number 8 is the fake hangman prank. On Halloween in 2004, Randy Wood called his ex-wife and told her to come over to his place in Oswego County, New York. The man was bitter about his divorce and wanted to get back at his ex-wife via a prank. As soon as she arrived, she found her ex-husband hanging by a noose from a tree in their front garden. Panicking, she immediately called 911 thinking that he was dead. When a fireman went to cut down the wood, they found a concealed harness supporting his body weight. He was victorious in getting back at his ex-wife, but was then fined $1,000 and sent to jail for a year. My man, you never make jokes about suicide. That's just not funny. If you really want to get back at your ex-wife, just, I don't know, poop on her doorstep or something? I don't know, don't look at me, you're the one with the crazy ideas. Number 9 is the fake royalty prank. When Kate Middleton was pregnant in 2012 and checked into King Edward VII's hospital, there was a media frenzy due to the speculation around the name and gender of her first child. Australian radio DJs Mel Gregg and Michael Christensen decided to prank call the hospital, posing as Queen Elizabeth II and Prince Charles. And unbelievably, their ridiculous accents were enough to convince a nurse to forward them through to the princess's private nurse. That private nurse then commenced in disclosing the details of Kate's condition and the gender of the baby. The DJs now had a worldwide exclusive on their hands, except that things took a turn for the worse when the nurse committed suicide 3 days later after all the embarrassment from making such a publicized mistake. I'm glad you guys got your exclusive. You're a bunch of dicks. And number 10, the real hangman. In 2013, 16-year-old Jordan Moreland of Louisville decided that since it was a few days before Halloween, he would play a prank. He had been attempting to scare his little sister with Halloween decorations all day long. When that didn't work, he noticed that his family had hung a noose out on the front yard. So young Jordan slipped his head inside, except that the prank didn't go as planned. Shortly after, his sister found his body hanging lifelessly, and although the paramedics tried to save the young boy, sadly, it was too late and the prank cost him his life. Guys, in all seriousness, I know that pranks are popular, but do them safely, do fart pranks or something like that. Don't do anything that's gonna cost you your life or someone else's. Just, life is precious, remember that. I got you guys! I'm an amazing prankster. Subscribe. I'll stop. Thank you guys, as always, so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe to my channel by pushing that red subscribe button. I make new videos every Tuesday and Saturday. Also, be sure to subscribe to my vlog channel. There will be an annotation to it there and in the description. If you missed my last video, click here. And finally, be sure to follow me on Twitter, Snapchat, and Instagram. My username on all 3 is Matthew Santoro. I love you guys, and I'll see you next time. Peace. I got you.